Hi, I'm Thomas French. I'm running for Campaigns and Involvement Officer. I believe in it's time for activism and not apathy within our student union.
Cool, thanks so much for coming in. I've had a read through your manifesto. I like lots of it.
Okay.
Got a few questions to go. You mentioned a lot about liberation officers, so like bringing back women's officer and black student officer. It just seems a bit unnecessary because we used to have that back in the day. So these uncontested elections where only women could vote for the women's officer, and then they could vote on anything at Union Parliament. And we've got lots of women on Union Parliament, lots of black students at Union Parliament. Surely they can themselves vote on the needs of black and women students.
It's not so much the voting thing. Well, because I was aware that we used to have that. They got rid of it, and it was because a kind of same issue. Whereas I don't think anyone should be able to vote for the women's officer or the black officer or any of the equality officer, like a disabled officer. That's perfectly fine. But for me, it's just someone to go to who was within the union. Because at the moment, we kind of have campaigns and we have activities and stuff. But I feel that if you have like an issue where you feel it needs to be handled more sensitively, or it's just literally a figurehead for that issue, and I think that's what I want to bring back.
Couldn't that be you? So the campaigns officer could be the figurehead for liberation issues.
That's really good, and they should be. They should be interested in all these issues that students be issued. But it's more of a sort of more smaller market, and it's just the figurehead of that particular thing. Because
so you think you're not quite qualified enough?
No, I think I would like to think I was qualified to handle all student issues, but there is that sense that you know more about your own condition than anyone else.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that maybe it's just someone who is visually there to go to, and also Sam's just really busy from the sounds of things, and I think it was nice if it's someone within Parliament who who already is interested in that issue will be able to do more within that issue. I think that's really just quite important, just like more figurehead.
Yeah, so you got a history about activism, hate, amnesty, probably lots more I'm not aware of. Is the union ready for someone like you?
I don't know. Well, I think they should be ready for someone who cares. I think that's just who doesn't want a sabbatical officer that cares a lot about campaigning for student issues and wider issues as well. I think maybe that my criticism may be that I haven't maybe focused wholly on student issues like fees, but I have mentioned fees and I have a lot to say on fees. So it's not so much that being about wider issues is a problem. It's more the fact that I'm willing to do more than just the typical cliche student issues of just fees, and everyone seems to be doing green issues this year. I'm doing green issues as well, but there's more to that than just being a green student who cares about fees.
Yeah. I think they've read the long-term strategy and just try to fit their manifesto in what we were to achieve.
Yeah, Big Green was amazing. It was amazing because I think that's a queue we had outside was just
Thanks. Well, I can't claim the credit for that. So what if Thomas French is elected as campaign involvement officer?
Yeah.
If I want to come back visit the union in 12 months' time, what am I going to see?
Hopefully, within the union itself, you'll notice a more ethical stance that we're taking towards companies, for example. I mean, some people have their criticisms with the O2 and Starbucks and things, and they're kind of here. And I think the other option is just to, if you don't like a company, say you just buy out a contract in the university, But it's more the fact that I would like to think that if you come to this university, you'll notice that there's a lot more fair trade, there's a lot more local activism and stuff. But also things like just more students outside handing out leave. There's more students engaging in debate within the scholar. I think that to me is the most important thing, that we have students who are more engaged within.
So you would be anti-multi-conglomerate companies?
Oh no, it's not so much anti-multi-conglomerate. You have things like IKEA, who is just greener than anyone else. Part of their, for example, in many of their sort of part of their Christmas bonus for many students is also is a monetary bonus, but also like a mountain bike and things like that. It's just that just because they're multi-conglomerate doesn't mean they don't care, because it's important a lot of do care. And I'm not saying Starbucks don't care, and I'm not saying O2 don't care, but I'm just saying that if you came back in 12 months, you would notice more companies who care, and also local companies as well who don't really have a logo. Like, for example, who don't have a big logo, but they do have a happy workforce.
Okay. So based on the popularity, so we did a survey, and O2 is extremely popular amongst students, and Starbucks is looking at queues.
Yeah.
Everyone
loves Starbucks now.
Yeah. So how does that fit? How does your ideology fit with the student population?
I'm not sort of against O2 or Starbucks in any way. Just as long as they're doing things that aren't unethical, there's no problem. I'm not saying this. I'm not an anti-choice candidate. I'm just saying that there should be more choices which are ethical, and that's the kind of thing. I mean, I've never heard of the O2 having a policy of any discrimination, so there's no problem there. There's no problem with Starbucks. You know, they're working really hard on their previous things, and that's the thing. It's just with influence and with pressure, big companies, because it's really easy not to be unethical, that's cheaper. But that's not the point. And I think big companies should focus on being more ethical. And Starbucks has. If you notice over the years, you saw like Starbucks like 10 years ago. You would notice they're like completely different to what they are now. For example, that running tap they used to have, where they would not turn their tap off. How many buildings? And they were like in dialogue with various with Ethiopia, where they have water shortage, and they've both not only sort out that water problem, but also they're working with making sure that the farmers within Ethiopia are paid well and have a sustainable future.
To use a very harsh term,
Yeah.
you say by putting you on the trustee board and chair of the executive of the union,
Okay.
which you would become if you were elected,
Yeah.
a bit of a liability for the financial future of our union?
I would like to think that companies who are pressured to be more ethical wouldn't shy away from that. I would like to think that a company who would rather have someone like me removed or would not rather work with me isn't a company we want to work to our union, really. But if a big company, I suppose, but then I'm not the only person on that board, and I'd like to think that I would work with the board in the best interest of the student union. So it's not like I'll be imposing some sort of militant, vegan-free and only diet sort of thing.
Okay. To finishing up on a positive, you were quite involved in sort of quite a local campaigning. So maybe you could explain how you're going to try and get localism involved in our union, a union which it's getting a history of it, but it hasn't traditionally got a history of that.
That's a really good point. I mean, I think with the Hope Not Hate activism, which the university supported and really gave us our society everything we could use to really help fight it. I think that celebration day that we had after the EDL left Leicester on Saturday and Sunday was the most. Not only was it literally a visually better weathered day, but it's just the idea that literally the university, the NUS came down, and it was nice that our university was part of the community rather than we were the university and they were the community. We were together, and it was just really nice. And the whole day was just like families, people, and just running around, just having a good time, enjoying the music on stage, enjoying the speakers who were just saying how proud they were of Leicester. And I think that's what we should. Yeah, I think we do have, maybe have a less longer term history of community activism and localism, but that's really changing because more people from Leicester are in the union, and more people are really starting to see the joys of Leicester and why they should be celebrating that and working with the community.
Sure.
Which is really important.
Well, thanks so much for coming, Thomas, and good luck with your campaign.
Thank you.